Today is Tuesday, Parashat Beshalach. The custom that is found in many communities is to read on the day of Tuesday of the week of Parashat Beshalach, to read Parashat Aman, which is the portion from the Parashat that we'll read this week in the Torah, to read the portion that has to do with the manna. The manna is that food that fell in the desert, fell from the sky, and the Jewish people were sustained in the desert through their traveling in the desert by that manna that fell every day. So there is a custom, and it's a good sgula, it's a good thing to do for the idea of having good parnasa, of having good sustenance, to be successful in terms of the income in this year, is to read this portion of Parashat Aman, Shnaim Mikra ve'echad Targum, which means you read the verse in Hebrew twice, and then once in the Aramaic. So twice every verse in Hebrew and once the verse in Aramaic. And the idea of it being associated with Parnasah is obvious. It is the same way that Hashem provided for the Jewish people in the desert by giving them food that fell from the sky, basically. It's Talmina, man is something that didn't grow from the ground. It fell, and then it was available for them to feed themselves and sustain themselves. The same way that he did it in the desert, actually, even in a person's life nowadays, when he earns a living, whether he works in a business or whether he's a businessman or whichever way he's sustained, that also is actually just like the manna fell from the sky, that is something that is God sent. The parnasa is something that is sent from Hashem, and it's something to recognize that whatever we're able to earn, even though we do invest effort into it, is actually provided by Hashem. And as we read the Parashat Aman, we realize, and we should have that in mind, that the parnasa is provided to a person from Hashem, just like the manna was given to them in the desert. There is a pasuk in this parasha that says, in the beginning of the section about the manna, it says, Vayomer Hashem and Moshe, and Hashem told Moshe, Hineni mamtir lachem lechem min hashamayim. Behold, I'm going to rain down for you bread from heaven. Veyatza am velaketu devar yom beyomo. And the people shall go out and collect a day's portion for each day. Leman anasenu ha'elech betorati imlo. So that I can test them whether they follow my instructions or not. What is he speaking about? So I put him to test? Hashem is providing food from heaven, from the sky. What does it mean, leman anasenu, so that I'll put him to test? And Rashi explains, Im yishmeru mitzvot hateluyot bo. If they will observe the mitzvot that are connected to the manna, shelo yotiru mimenu, that they will not leave more of it for the next day. In other words, they were supposed to collect only what was necessary for them for that day. And if a person amassed bigger quantities because he was concerned about what's going to happen tomorrow, I want to make sure that I have enough manna for tomorrow, what would happen? The manna would rot. So they were instructed, collect only what you need for today, because tomorrow Hashem will provide also tomorrow. And if you leave some for tomorrow because you've amassed more than what you needed for today, it's going to rot. So will you follow my instruction and have that kind of faith in Hashem, that the same way that He provided today, He'll provide tomorrow? That's what was on the instructions of the manna. And the second one, Velo yetz'u b'Shabbat lilkot. And they should not go out on Shabbat to gather manna, because on Shabbat no manna fell down from the heaven. On Friday there was enough for two portions, for Friday and for Shabbat. So this instruction also, don't go out looking for manna on Shabbat, because it's not going to fall on Shabbat. And therefore, are you going to follow my instructions? This is what he says, Leman anasenu, so I put him to test. But these ideas also nowadays in a person's life are also very applicable. Shabbat, don't try to do business on Shabbat. because there is no beracha, there is no blessing in whatever you earn on Shabbat, and there are actually serious sins that could be committed by working on Shabbat that are asur to do. And therefore, today also, as we receive our sustenance basically provided by Hashem, don't think that because you're going to work on Shabbat, you're going to be able to earn more, because maybe what is earned on Shabbat is going to go to waste, and therefore, no need to work on Shabbat. And then also, the same way that they were not to collect more than they needed for that day, in order not to have a chas v'shalom, a lack of faith in Hashem that He will provide the next day. That way also a person today has to have faith in Hashem, that Hashem provides. He provides today, He provides tomorrow, He provides the next day, on and on, etc., etc. And the word man is also associated with the word and the concept of emunah, faith, to have faith in Hashem. And that's one subject that is so important, that we always have to have faith in Hashem, that Hashem is there, Hashem is in control of the world, Hashem provides, and we have complete faith in Hashem, and we fulfill the mitzvot with faith. And the manna provided in the desert had these two mitzvot associated with it. One of them is do not keep some for the next day, and don't go out on Shabbat to collect. And these two mitzvot are definitely mitzvot that are associated with faith with Hashem, and it's faith in Hashem is applicable in every day and age. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.